Welcome to Beyond the Bleachers with Grace McQuaid, your all-access pass to the world of college football and college basketball. From game day rivalries and bracket busters to behind-the-scenes stories that go deeper than the final score, we are breaking it all down. So grab your seat because the action doesn't stop when the clock hits zero. This is Beyond the Bleachers. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Bleachers with your host, Grace McQuaid. Today I'm very happy and pleased to have a guest with me, Colin Pittman.
Thank you for having me, Grayson. I'm excited for the show.
Yes, sir. Let's get right into it. All right, we're going to start off with just the reactions. We'll start off with Brian Kelly. He was on the hot seat, as we all know, and just recently fired a couple of days ago. I'm very just unsurprised with this decision, as it just seems like he's never been able to become the South coach that LSU hoped to hire, as he's more of a Midwestern, just not an SEC coach in my opinion. And you could see that as he tried to change his personality over the years, trying to change his voice to more of a Southern accent, and just many other different ways where he tried to just change the culture of LSU that just never proved to be the original LSU culture, and it just never really worked out at all for LSU.
Yeah. I feel like, Brian Kelly was a lot of success at Notre Dame, and sometimes the biggest thing, especially for college football, is the culture might be more important than, his history of success at Notre Dame, and I think that's where LSU messed up.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, you just look at it, like, LSU, their defense has been horrible over the years. This year has really stuck out as a good defensive team, but still, over the years, they've just really, really, really struggled on defense, and that's been just the main reason. It's like, if you're in the South, you got to be a good defensive team. You have to. You also have to be able to run the ball, and they just haven't been able to do that either. And just, it seems like this LSU culture just faded more and more ever since he's made the move to come to Notre Dame. I think he definitely should have stayed at Notre Dame, and I feel like that would have been better. Not for Notre Dame, because I think Marcus Freeman is an amazing coach there.
Great coach.
Great coach for sure, as he's gone through many roller coaster rides, and he's learned his lessons for sure. I don't think that Northern Illinois thing will ever happen again.
Yeah. Where do you think Brian Kelly's next destination is going to be?
You know what, Pittman? I have not thought about that yet. What do you think?
I really am feeling like it could be a Big Ten school. Maybe even, I don't want to say Illinois, but I kind of do.
I don't think they'll fire Brett Bielema after
he's gotten a lot of success.
Everything he's gone through to get this team. Even though it's just a barely over 500 team this year, I still feel like it's a solid team.
Yeah.
And especially coming from as low as they were at one point. But I could see where you're coming from.
Penn State.
You know what, though? I like Matt Rule right now for that job.
Yeah, that's a great job.
I don't know if Matt Rule's going to want to leave Nebraska, which...
He loves Nebraska.
He does love Nebraska. I'm just unsure with these job searches, as there's so many different jobs and outcomes that could really happen. So it's going to be really hard to tell, but I'm really excited to see how this goes.
Yeah.
How this goes down. All right. Speaking of that, we're going to get right into the games. Starting off, Utah's 53-7 win over Colorado. Deion Sanders. What's coach, bro? We got to find some coaching.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah,
it's getting bad.
It's been ugly since Travis Hunter and Shedeur left. It's just the offense is sputtering. Colorado's been known to have an atrocious offensive line. The same thing is staying, and the defense also been bad. It's a Big 12 team. Their defense isn't going to be
exactly
very good. But, that's just pretty embarrassing. Deion, he could be on the hot seat next year.
As much as I want to say that, it almost feels like the recruiting has gotten so many different recruits over the years. And it's like, I don't even know, because he's been such a good recruiting coach, even though the play hasn't been the best it's been. They've still been really good recruiters over the years.
Yeah, he did build Colorado up from nothing.
He did.
They were
0-12 teams.
Yeah,
so
they were atrocious.
He's definitely improved them, but still, Colorado fans probably expect more just because of the name.
Yeah, and he can't keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It feels like the first few seasons it brought that new energy, but now people are kind of sick of hearing the same thing. Teams are figuring out what they're doing, and I think that's the reason for Colorado's
their O-line has never been good.
Yeah, no.
Continues to just be bad. And as well, Utah has been just a really solid Big 12 team. I would say a top 5 Big 12 team, even though their record... No, top 3 actually.
Yes, they are. Definitely top 3 team.
Yeah.
Good win against Arizona State.
Blew them out, yeah.
Shaky team. But it's a really good win. They had Tyson in that game. I know Levitt was injured, but it was...
and then their backup quarterback Bird Ficklin. He was the starter because Devon Dampier was injured, and he went in and threw for 2 touchdowns, 140 passing yards, and then 150 yards on the ground. I mean, this Colorado team is just the opposite of toughness. They have no toughness, no D-line, no defense, really. And Utah just blew them out. 53 points just dropped on their faces.
And I think this year we're seeing Colorado against a slightly tougher schedule. They'd played easier schedules, obviously being a bad team before. And they're really getting exposed for who they were the whole time. You remember the bowl games. They got blown out. Last year, Colorado absolutely destroyed in their bowl game. I think this is just another example of Deion Sanders everything got masked those 2 years at Colorado.
Just because all the talent he had around him. Yeah.
He did.
And then also, this is a good question I had. I was thinking about it. Do you think Colorado's going to finish 500? They're 3-5 right now. I'll share the upcoming schedule. They have Arizona. They're home against Arizona. Arizona's actually a pretty solid
I believe
team.
Arizona's going to win that game after a really bad year last year. Arizona's kind of on the ups. Next year, it could be a team to watch out for in the Big 12. I just don't think Colorado this year has with it enough. The big thing about Deion, you remember his first year, they got off to that great start and they plummeted. I just don't think Deion, and he hasn't built a culture where losing's okay for this team. And it's not that they're going to take that losing and motivate them. They're just going to kind of sputter and get worse.
I mean, it just seems, there's just a big-time lack of culture in this team. I 100% agree with you on that. All right, but anyways, they have Arizona, and then they're at West Virginia. That's definitely a win.
Yeah.
They're home against Arizona State. That could be a good one.
That's a loss, I believe.
I could see them winning that one.
Yeah.
Just because of home. I mean, I think Arizona State might find it. We'll see. But I feel like and then they're at Kansas State. So I'm thinking 5-7, 6-6.
I think that's really good.
I got 5-7. But like you look back and there were even like fears about this team earlier in the year. As you look at it, I mean they have a decent amount of talent this year, to be fair, but they only beat Delaware 31-7. That's one of the games. They struggle against Wyoming.
Destroyed against Houston.
37-20, yeah. They did lose to Houston 36-20. That was a big one. But yeah, there's just been a lot of questions over the year, and it just continues to happen every single year. Lack of culture, lack of the coaching wanting to build a culture. They don't have a culture.
Yeah.
They need one.
College football, the biggest thing is culture. You look at the best teams, they all have a culture.
Yeah.
Especially a team like Indiana's a great example. They had not that much talent, but Kurt Signetti
He built a culture.
Great culture.
He built a culture.
This is a team that is motivated to win it.
That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah.
Moving on. Tennessee, Kentucky. Tennessee, man, they took care of business.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Tennessee's got a top 5 offense in college football, but their defense is so horrific. I don't know what to do with this team. Because you think about it, if they have a bad...
You need a good defense in the SEC.
You do.
That's simple.
I get it. You drop 56 on Kentucky, you win 56.
You let up 35 on Kentucky.
You can't let up this 34 points. It's just, you can't do that. I get it. You had the 504 yards of offense, but then Kentucky had 500 yards too.
Yeah.
So they got to figure something out. This Tennessee team, once again, amazing offense. Top 5 in college football, but if they had a defense, this is easily the number one SEC team. Look, I mean, Joey Aguilar stats: 20 for 26, 6 incompletions, 400 yards and 3 passing touchdowns.
That's 15 plus yards per attempt. That's insane.
He's a great quarterback, and coming from Appalachian State, taking over Nico Iamaleava.
By the way, a great move from Tennessee letting him go.
I would 100%. And then they got the wide receiver outride Chris Brazzell. He's been great too. Their run game has been solid, nothing special. They've been good enough. I mean, good enough for sure. I mean, look at they're averaging 46 points a game. That's second in college football. They're third in passing yards, and then they're averaging 190 rushing yards a game as well, which is also really good. So, I mean, but then you look, the defense is allowing 31 points.
You cannot be letting 300 yards a game. That's just not going to happen. And you look at, they get exposed. Their offense has been good, but look at their loss, Bama, 40. They barely beat Arkansas, which is a tough team, but they let up 31.
Yeah.
Georgia, another great offense game, 41. 45 points from Georgia.
Yeah.
You just can't let that happen. You can't win football
24
games.
points allowed to UAB.
That's atrocious.
You look at elite teams like the Ohio State's out there, the Indiana's out there. The Miami doesn't even allow that many points to an UAB team. And Miami just came off a tough loss. So if you want to be elite in college football, you have to have a defense, and they don't have that.
And that's been an issue for a lot of years at Tennessee. Remember, they got destroyed against Ohio State in the college football playoff last year.
Exactly.
There's a reason. There's a reason they're a good but not great team. That's their last step that they need to achieve.
That's a great way to say it. Great way to put it there. Moving on. Number 3, A&M at number 20, LSU.
This was embarrassing.
Absolutely embarrassment. My fun fact, my dad was actually at this game. But anyways, it got to the point where Brian Kelly put in the backup Mississippi State
Garrett
transfer.
Nussmeier, respected. He was a Heisman candidate starting this year. He's not been good. This has just been very poor performance
Okay.
from him.
I want to say that, but that's not true because they have no run game.
Yeah.
And you can't be a quarterback. You can't be an operating quarterback without a run game. And they don't have a run game. So I think he would be good at any other team that had a run game and a good O-line. But they don't have that.
Yeah.
They have good receivers, but they have to pass it every play when they don't have a run game. You look at this, they carried the ball. I'm trying to pull up the stats, sorry. They carried the ball for 50 yards.
That's embarrassing.
You
just can't operate an offense. The
Yeah.
defense is going to know exactly what you're doing, especially a team like Texas A&M. Played a lot of good teams this year. They know how to defend.
An elite
passing.
defense.
Yes,
Elite
great
defense.
defense. Again, this is another great team that's got a great defense. Top 5 teams. You can't have.
This
a bad
is why they're
defense.
undefeated. The teams like Miami find a way to lose. The teams like Ole Miss find a way to lose. The teams like Tennessee find a way to lose because their defense hasn't been able to operate. While those other teams are great and they have the defense and the offense.
Yeah, look at A&M, 200 yards per game. That's 100 yards less than Tennessee. But you look at their offense; they're about 10 points less than Tennessee. Except their defense is more important. Defense wins games.
Yes, yeah. Marcel Reed. I mean, he is so elite. He was 12 for 21. Honestly, passing game was mid.
Yeah.
He had 200 passing yards.
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions, 2 passing touchdowns.
But look at the rushing.
But then we scroll over. 13 carries, 110 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. This is my favorite dual threat. Besides Damon Williams, I love Damon Williams. Those are like my 2 favorite quarterbacks.
You like Sellers?
Sellers is good, but his team hasn't been good. KC Concepcion, 2 touchdowns in this one, and then Mario Craver had his okay game. Not good for him.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the running attack from A&M?
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. It has been a lot more absent than I would expect. They are missing their starter, Le'Veon Moss, who has been overall really elite throughout his years in college football. And it's going to be, when they get him back, this team's unstoppable. And you see, this just shows how much this LSU team is just crumbling. I mean, this was one of the top defenses, and they're just regressing slowly and slowly. They only allowed 10 points to South Carolina, 24 to Ole Miss, 10 to Florida, and 10 to Clemson.
We're looking at single-digit games back-to-back, and these last 2 games is not
and then
good.
it's just been horrible. I mean, we're talking Vanderbilt's elite team, but it's 31.
31's too many.
Yeah, that's too much. And then 49. You can't operate like this, especially when I thought
At home.
Yes,
At Death Valley. 49 at home. That's atrocious.
Didn't even mention that yet. After all the hate we've put on Brian Kelly and this LSU team, we haven't even stated that yet. So it just keeps getting worse and worse the more you read over it. So yeah, this LSU team is just nowhere near complete and nowhere near perfect.
Yeah.
Nowhere near good. This is just an average team that I thought had a better defense than offense, but that switched, I guess. Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird team. It's an inconsistent team, and it's a team you can't trust. Yeah. And it's a team that we can just look past.
I do want to go off topic for a second. This is a team that had high expectations going into the year. Clemson. What has happened?
Yeah.
Clemson. This is...
Yeah. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
As going into the year, I was looking at, this is my championship team.
Yeah. And this is just...
I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys. That's what I believed. I mean, you look at it, they have all these returning starters.
K-Klubnik, really proven quarterback.
They have arguably the best wide receiver room with Wesco, Williams, and one other really styled receiver. And, I mean, it's just a horrible team.
Dabo just hasn't had he hasn't had a good team in 5 years.
Their defense hasn't even been bad. It was their offense has just been so horrendous. And yeah, Dabo, I don't know if I should say he's on the hot seat yet, but
yeah,
he's
had so much.
It's getting close.
He's a lot of accolades, but I think, in my opinion, I think Clemson, in my opinion, might be a bigger letdown than Penn State. They're 2 of the biggest letdowns.
Yes, I would say so. Just because Clemson we knew. Okay, everybody was so high on Penn State, and they actually lost a lot more people than you would think.
Yeah, and
like they lost Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Well, like the best players from that Ohio State team that returned, like JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer, they were the best players. And so was Abdul Carter, but Abdul Carter went to the draft, and everybody's talking about how Penn State had the Ohio State blueprint. They really didn't, though.
No,
they didn't. They lost their best pass rusher.
Defense wasn't as good as us.
Yes, I mean, they wasn't as good as Ohio State, not us, but yeah. Overall, those are just two really disappointing teams, and I can't think about it enough, and I can't get saddened about it enough because I went into the year really excited to watch these teams play, and they've just been horrendous.
It just feels like there's a lot of talk about Penn State, but Clemson kind of got drowned out by that.
Yeah. All right. Louisville beats a 1-6 before this game Boston College team by 14. I'm good with this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know you might not think this. You guys might not think this. They only won by 14, but you're coming off a Miami win, and anytime you keep your team motivated after coming off a big win against a top 5 team, it's hard to keep your team motivated and to want to beat a 1-6 team.
The Notre Dame situation to happen.
Yeah, you're just gonna look past the 1-6 team. The Notre Dame situation, they beat A&M last year.
Get destroyed by
Northern Illinois.
But you look at Louisville. There's been a lot of tight games this year.
Yeah, I think their only loss was to Virginia, Chandler Morris. I picked Virginia in this one, but this is definitely, this team has a chance to make a playoff run if they make the playoffs. Looking at their upcoming schedule, Virginia Tech, they got Virginia Tech and then California, Clemson, at SMU, and then home against Kentucky.
I think if they win out,
SMU one's going to be the toughest one.
Yeah,
SMU is very underrated. They got that dog quarterback Jennings, who either throws an interception or makes the best play I've ever seen in my life.
If you want to get a win out situation here, I'm thinking Louisville's top 10 team ranked.
It's
gonna be close.
I have an interesting scenario here. If we got Louisville winning and they're in the ACC championship and they lose, how do we approach things here?
I think it's difficult. Like, who are you seeing them playing in the ACC championship?
Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
So if we look at that,
they beat them already.
My current bracket, we got Miami at 7, and that would mean that's between like Notre Dame right there.
Yeah.
Because you can't take the elite SEC teams out.
Yeah.
Oh, Georgia Tech's also a top contender.
Yes, I mean we're
looking at 3 ACC contenders.
This is unusual.
This is extremely unusual, and I don't know what to think of it. So I think it's going to be between Louisville and Georgia Tech
for that final spot.
I
just think now
see.
Georgia Tech is a little stronger. Haynes King, really good quarterback, and
I like Louisville right now more.
You do? Really?
I like Louisville more right now. You look at the resume, and a lot more sticks out to you.
Look at Georgia Tech's schedule real quick. Look at their final week matchup. This is a matchup where if they can win that matchup, it's huge. No matter what happens, if they win that matchup, they're gonna make the college football playoff.
Georgia Tech's out. They just came off a really big win to Syracuse.
Yeah, I was watching that game.
Which was extremely impressive. And
they came out of the gates a little slow, but then they just fired.
I'll just show these Haynes King stats. 6 incompletions, 25 for 31, 304 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and then 12 carries, 91 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns.
This guy's just a dog.
Dual threat. We got my 3 favorite dogs. Haynes King, Damon Williams, and then Lenore Sellers, and all those other guys. I love those dual threat. And Marcel Reed. I love the dual threat tough guys.
I think these final 2 matchups for Georgia Tech, this is going to be very interesting. Pitt, Georgia to finish it. If they win Georgia, I really think there's no chance they don't make the college.
Oh, yeah. If they got Georgia, if they beat Pitt and Georgia, they're 100%, no matter what happens in the ACC championship, they can lose by 80. Just because they're undefeated, guys.
That's why I feel
they're undefeated.
That's why I feel like Georgia Tech has a better chance, because if they beat Georgia, they only really have to win one.
They only have to win the ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Georgia Tech. But then you look at it like I'm not going to trust this team a lot as I want to, because so many close games. They only beat Duke by 9. It was more early in the year they had these close games. They arguably should have lost to Wake Forest. I don't know if you're watching that game. That was But anyways, we can't say we can't go with what if.
Yeah.
We just gotta look at what we've seen, and overall, this team's been a top 10 team, and currently I have Louisville. I just don't know if I can trust Georgia Tech currently against that Georgia game. We'll see how these couple games coming up go.
I've seen Louisville a little bit more of a veteran team than Georgia Tech.
Yes.
This is their first year really being good.
That is fair. For sure. Miami really took care of business this week.
Yeah.
42-7.
After a tough loss, they came back motivated.
Mario Cristobal got his players motivated, and they went out there and just dominated. Carson Beck, nothing special, but he just did enough. The running game was really impressive, which was good to see. And then, of course, freshman wideout Malachi Toney, once again, another 5 catches in this game. He's been just a elite freshman over the years.
Yeah, I think you're looking at that team, and it just really comes down to Carson Beck. If Carson Beck can be the Carson Beck that we've seen earlier in the season, Miami's got a chance. But if he's that Carson Beck we saw at Georgia in the last game, it's not going to be good.
Yeah,
he's the X factor on this team. They have the run game. They have the receivers. They have everything. It's all up to Carson Beck.
All right, moving on. Michigan State. Michigan State put up a good fight as I expected.
It's a rivalry game. It's always going to be tough.
Let me just say this. I'm a big-time Aiden Childs guy. I like him a lot. Highly recruited coming out of college. I was honestly hoping that he would enter the transfer portal this year and went to a higher team because I'm really high on him, but clearly I'm just completely wrong with that. He struggled this year, and I even think the backup is better than him, Alessio Milivojevic. I
think that's right.
Yeah, I think it's right. Maybe I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's been better. I mean, just overall stats-wise in this Michigan game, he was 5 for 6 with 60 yards and a passing touchdown, and Childs had half completions for 130 yards.
And that's at 4 yards per throw. That's atrocious.
Yeah.
But I think, this is just Michigan is such a good running game. But Bryce Underwood, he's got to step it up against better teams. He's a freshman, but you're looking at this. Their 3 toughest games this year, he's averaging just over 50% completion percentage.
I can see where you're coming from as I've watched his tape back, and he's more. I know it's not just him, but it's mostly the coaches.
Yeah.
They haven't really let him do anything. It's mostly just like, it's literally all just check downs.
Only 17 pass attempts this whole entire game.
Yeah, 86
although that
yards.
does the game being obviously they're leading there and run the ball more, but it's just this team feels like. I don't want to say it's a waste of a running game, but their running game is just so good. It's kind of a shame they aren't getting that to use.
I feel like if they would pass the ball more, we would look at this team a lot more differently, and I think we would look at them a lot more of a top Big Ten contender.
Yeah, I think this is poor strategy for Michigan. They're playing just kind of the same offense, except they have a freshman quarterback instead of their veteran quarterbacks they've had in previous years.
And this quarterback's even better. He's better.
He's the best quarterback they've had in 20 years.
Yeah, 100%.
They've got to let him loose.
Yeah, 100%. They need to let him loose, and once they do, they're up there. They're back to a top 20 team, I would think.
Thoughts on Oregon?
What? Oregon. Holy crap. 21-7.
That is not what you want to see. But
Wisconsin got their touchdown back. They haven't gotten in a while.
Dante Moore injured. That is going to affect
He is projected to be back, which is good to see. But this was a close game. Like, the backup Brock Thomas had to come in towards the end of the game, which you don't really want to see. You don't want to see your backup come in and impress you.
Yeah.
I mean, Dante Moore's 100% better, but it still just leaves you with a couple of questions of, like, are we sure with this? But anyways, Dante Moore's going to be back, which is big. But they really need a run game.
The run game, though, in this game was very impressive. You're looking at over 200 yards on the ground. It's just, you can't put Oregon as a top 5 team when you're winning by 2 scores against Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a team that's in shambles. They're going through a quarterback roulette. It's just ugly. Look at Wisconsin's quarterback statistics. 7 for 21, 86 yards. That's just embarrassing.
What's this guy's name again?
Hunter Simmons.
He's a guy. He threw his first passing touchdown, I'm assuming, of the year.
Yeah, that was...
Not to put slander on the guy's name, but not really his fault. The team is just horrible.
I mean, under 200 yards of offense, that's embarrassing. And at home, Oregon only winning by 14. They got to be
That's
winning
nervous. That's nervous.
That's at least 3 scores.
Are we worried? Do you think Luke Fickell's on the hot seat?
I feel like he may be.
I feel like
they should have won this game.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Luke Fickell, the Wisconsin coach, I think he's not in the hot seat.
Think so?
I say that. This team's horrible. His coaching hasn't been amazing. I trust him, though. I think his offensive and defensive coordinator hirings have been horrendous. And I think that Wisconsin's going to give him the chance to restart, as they paid him so much money and extended him that they kind of have to give him one more chance.
Yeah, I think next year's his only chance. So, I mean, Wisconsin hasn't been good in a while. They had a few decent games last year and 2 years ago. But they've just never been the team that they want to be. Wisconsin, they've got a great fan base. They've got everything. They just don't have a good team.
They have a platform for
They've
sure.
had quarterback issues for a while, and since Jonathan Taylor, they just have not been a good team.
They haven't been able to get back to those glory days for them. They used to be one of the top.
Yeah, remember the Big Ten championship?
Yeah, we got. The Big Ten championship a couple years ago. They had Russell Wilson years back. They have the platform. It just seems like the culture has just been lacked with Luke Fickell.
And the quarterback game hasn't been strong since Wilson.
Yeah, it's been.
And I mean, you just can't in college football 7 for 21.
Yeah.
I mean, how can a team that has that much of a, like you said, a platform that it's a good school too? How are we getting that kind of quarterback play? Like, we have to be getting at least an above average quarterback.
Yeah, they're just taking the worst quarterbacks they can sell for in the portal.
Yeah.
Every year.
Every year.
Year after year, for sure. Moving on. Texas.
That was dicey.
It was scary. I thought Texas would find a way, just knowing they have the athletes, more athletes than Mississippi State does.
Yeah, I really thought Mississippi State was going to win this
Athletes
game.
usually win.
I thought they'd win this game. Tough environment. I thought Arch was going to fall apart, but he didn't. You know, he had his interception, but overall, Arch played one of his best games, if not the best game of the season.
100% his best game of the season.
Wingo.
It is a bad Mississippi State defense, but still. Arch Manning, 29 for 46, 350 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, and then a rushing touchdown on top of that. He took 5 sacks too. My take on Arch is he is a above average quarterback.
He's not great. He's not a Manning.
Good.
He's not a Manning.
Okay. We're not going to get to that topic because he has a lot of pressure on him, and we can't expect him to be like his former.
That's fair.
I just don't want to hate on the kid.
Yeah.
But Arch, he's above average quarterback that would do the job. He'll do the job. That's good. It's good enough. He got injured in this one. I forget what the injury was. But I'll tell you what, Ryan Wingo, a big touchdown. I mean, not big touchdown. A big screen pass towards the end of the game. I don't know if we were watching. Like a 60.
I was watching the Alabama game.
Let's see how far it was. I think it was 65 yards or something. Okay,
Concussion.
but 62-yard screen pass. It was a concussion. That's what it was. It says he's probably not going to be back for the next game against Vanderbilt, which
that is not good for Texas.
Yeah.
Although
it is at Texas. I could definitely see Texas finding a way just because this defense. But what happened to that defense? Their defense in this game, allowing 38 points to an average Mississippi State team. I know they're 0-4 in the SEC, but I think they're solid. I mean, they beat Arizona State.
Yeah, I think
they're underrated.
I think they're the most underrated. Look at Mississippi State. Look at their schedule. Look at their losses. They've had an impossible schedule, and they've lost overtime against Tennessee.
The A&M one was tough. The rest they put out close.
Yeah, lost by 2 to Florida. I mean, Mississippi State. We're looking at these are 3 close games. They could be a top 10 team in the country.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think.
If you win 2 of those close games, you're a top 15 team, and if you win 3 of them, you're top 10. So.
Because, I mean, Florida and Gainesville, really tough competition. That's a tough game.
It just seems like the coaching hasn't been able to find a way for them.
It's been kind of always like that. I mean, they have one of the toughest cultures in college football. We go into this every year when they play a ranked team, and we're like, this could be Mississippi State win. They show some promise, but they never get the job done.
They never find a way. And it just seems to be, over year after year, the same things that go down. And I'm still waiting. Because Blake Shapen's a pretty solid quarterback. I like him. They got a good running back in Booth, Devon Booth. So it's a solid team. I just think the culture's really lacked a lot. Going back to our main idea.
Yeah. So, thoughts on Indiana?
Ouch. All I'm going to say is I was not expecting that at all.
I don't think any of us were. I mean, look at this Indiana team. Yeah, they've been great. Kurt Cignetti's done so much, but UCLA was getting hot. I mean, Yamaeva was showing who he really was, and
Yamaeva, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They looked so good. I mean, Deshaun Foster getting fired. You got Gary Neuheisel. I love the guy. He's amazing. And I thought it was all coming together. I didn't think Indiana was going to win, but I thought UCLA was going to compete. They didn't compete.
Yeah.
I mean, 56-6. I mean,
That's just embarrassing. That looks like the old UCLA.
I feel, that looks like the first couple weeks when they lost to New Mexico State, that UCLA. But, that's what they looked like. Indiana, Kurt Cignetti, he will pass the ball when they were up 50-0.
And I love that.
I've never seen any other coach do that.
I love it, though.
I love that because you got to show your opponent. You got to assert dominance. And that's exactly what he does. He keeps a straight face. He's all business. He keeps a straight face. And he just plays. He doesn't stop. He keeps his foot on the gas. Yep. That's just the way to sum it up. And he is a great coach. And I love them extending him. I
love his mentality. Kurt Cignetti, look me up, I win. He is
Google me.
He is exactly what I want in a college football coach. Kurt Cignetti. He's a great college football coach.
For sure. Moving on. Alabama. Oh my gosh, what a win. This team is just tough. I love this team.
I'm watching this game and I'm like, South Carolina's gonna win it. Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I disagree with you. I mean, this is Alabama. This is Alabama. This is a tough Alabama team with a good coach. I love Kalen DeBoer. Their run game wasn't anything today, but Ty Simpson, once again, his Heisman campaign continues. 19 incompletions, 24 for 43. But still, I mean, he just finds a way. He's tough.
Yeah, it's not all statistics. It's how you get the game done.
Yeah. It's like Haynes King. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson's my Heisman frontrunner. I'm really a big fan of the guy.
Yeah, I feel like you're hitting on the running attack. It necessarily wasn't the best this game, but over the year, it's been good enough to get Bama in the place that they are.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And South Carolina is a tough run defense. It's just a really tough atmosphere again. And one-score game against them is honestly a really good win.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. It almost seemed like Lenore Sellers he kind of found his footing for the most part, considering how he's been playing this year.
Yeah, it's been really let down.
Yeah, it's been a big-time letdown season for him, which I was not expecting coming at all. All right, Alabama, big-time win. Really impressive win. Moving on, number 15, Missouri, at number 10, Vanderbilt.
This was a great game.
17-10. Great game. I would give this a 4 out of 5 on the entertainment watch. It was good.
A little too low scoring.
3.5. We'll do 3.5 out of 5.
CFB game of the day. Well, I don't know about that. That's aggressive. Okay. Pavia, not the statistics you want to see, but he's a winner.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the winning quarterback, another tough guy.
Yeah.
He finds a way. 10 for 19. 130 yards.
And a pick. And a pick.
And then you scroll over. But his running game, 8 carries, 20 yards, and a rushing touchdown. I don't know if you guys saw that final rushing touchdown. Pop jumped over his O-lineman, just found a way into the end zone with some tough gain yards.
Remember, this is college football. It's not the NFL. In the NFL, there's the best players, and you can't get these scenarios where it's like the guy that's just the toughest always wins.
They don't have
this is college football.
They don't have that. And the closest thing you got to that is Cam Scadaboo, but there's only one Cam Scadaboo, and there's multiple Cam Scadaboos in college football.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple Cam Scadaboos.
It's amazing, yeah.
Which is what I love about this game. Oh, Washington
is back.
I've been telling you guys for weeks. This team is a roller coaster. It's the only way to say it. They have... Okay, I hate to say this. I want to put Devon Williams in the Heisman conversation. I want to so badly. Oh, he's so good. Saturday, 26 for 33, 280 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, along with 65 rushing yards. Pittman, what do you think?
I mean, I just think Devon Williams, he just needs to get a little more consistent. He's up there with the best ones in all of college football.
For sure.
His best is just elite. He's an elite talent, elite quarterback. We just need to see a little more consistency out of him. You can't lose to Michigan by 17. You cannot score 1 touchdown against Michigan. It just cannot happen.
And then you see him when he's at his best. Yeah, that Michigan game was horrendous, but when he's at his best, there's nobody stopping him. Against Rutgers, he was 21 for 27, 400 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 140 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns.
I mean, it's just... The guy is
the greatest.
Elite.
He's the best quarterback when he's at his best. Can we agree on that at least?
That's by far. It's not even close.
But is he always at his best? No.
No.
And this Washington defense is so inconsistent that I want to put them as a top 3 Big Ten team, but they're not. Just because this defense.
Yeah.
It's struggled way too many times, well, numerous times. And then they got Jonah Coleman at running back, who had a really, really hot start to the season. He's cooled off quite a bit, but he's still sound.
Big game there.
Yeah. Denzel Boston, he's a top 3 Big Ten wide receiver. I would go Jeremiah Smith. Well, actually, top 5 because Mekhi Lemon.
And
I would go Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate. No, Jeremiah Smith, Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate. Then I would go Denzel Boston. Just right up there. 10 catches for 150 yards and a passing touchdown in this game.
Yeah. Do you think next year, I know we don't want to go too far in the future, but do you think Washington could be a Big Ten team that we want to look out for as maybe a CFP contender?
Considering they're decently young, I'm gonna say yes. But does Denzel Boston stay?
That's the big question.
He's a junior.
I think that might be the again, I've said the X factor. When you're looking at a team like Washington, they're not going to get the Ohio State recruits every year. They need to keep those key players in the team that are elite. It's like Jordan Tyson being on Arizona State. They had to keep him, or else their team, like you've seen in the weeks he hasn't been there, they're not good. I think that's kind of what Washington's going to be like. And I think if they keep him, I think it's a team that can only have one loss.
Yeah. Also, I think Kalen DeBoer created a great culture at Washington before he went to Bama. And Jed Fish handed the keys over to Jed Fish, and Jed Fish has taken over that train. They look like that same Washington team that beat Oregon in those Pac-12 games, those Pac-12 championships, and that they look like that team that
almost won the college
football playoffs, lost to Michigan in the finals. So this culture, Jed Fish has handled the keys just as well as Kalen DeBoer did, and I think this reminds me a lot of that Bo Nix team. I just think because they're the Big Ten, not the Pac-12. Yeah. If the Pac-12 is still a thing, this is a college football playoff team, but it's not.
Yeah.
So that just shows like how much conference realignment has changed competition.
Yeah.
Because now you have some of the best teams playing with the best, and then you realize these aren't the best teams anymore.
No.
And this would be one of the best teams if they were in the Pac-12.
Yeah, that's why it's really hard with conferences. It's not like the NFL where you really see the best teams. It's just a lot of conference and schedule dependent. It's a lot more different.
100%. But yeah, DeMond Williams. Do you think DeMond Williams will transfer? I don't think he will.
No, I think he's gonna stay at Washington.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Maybe like out of the blue.
Yeah, it's just like where would he go though?
Maybe out of the blue, Miami gives him all the NIL.
Yeah.
But I think Washington's culture, Penn State. But I don't think you want to go to Penn State. I think Washington has the culture where they're going to be able to keep him. I trust Washington in this race to keep him, and I think they will keep him. I don't think he'll transfer. Ole Miss. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty low on these guys just because of their defense. But they really,
every year they're like
they really impress me. Trinidad Chambliss. I mean, this dude is just elite.
Yeah.
I mean, Ferris State D3 transfer. D2 transfer? Are you kidding me? He is just so elite.
It's just every year Ole Miss is the same old. They're a great offense. They win a bunch of games, and then their defense sells them against a team they should win against.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. It seems like their defense has sells them year after year. Last year that Georgia game was really rough.
Yeah.
And that was the moral of their season. If they won that, they're in the playoffs. If they didn't, they weren't. And they lost. But, yeah, overall, this is just a tough running Ole Miss team. And I hope this defense can just find a way down the stretch and really keep them to a championship contender. So, yeah. But I really like Kyron Lacey as well. I think he's a really solid quarterback. Solid running back, Kyron Lacey. Excuse me, I'm not logged in right now.
It's okay.
But, yeah, Ole Miss is just that great offensive team like they are every year, and their defense struggles. So, it's the only way to sum it up.
Yeah. Thoughts on Mateer this game?
He was my Heisman front-runner a couple weeks ago. Man, has it switched up. You got Julian Saint up there. I'm proud of him now. But, yeah, I don't know what to think. I really don't.
Yeah, it just wasn't good enough from him. 13 carries, 17 yards. That's... If you're running the ball more than 10 times, you need to at least be getting production.
Especially in the SEC. You have to be running for production. Yeah, the mystery of Mateer for sure. He still just hasn't been able to find his way back. And I don't know if he will. We'll see. Ole Miss. Not Ole Miss. Houston, big win over ASU.
Yeah, I watched this whole game. Just looking at Houston, their defense shined, and well, ASU did make a small comeback in the game. Houston did a great job at red zone defense, and they limited. Granted, Grayson, did you watch this game by chance?
I did not.
Jesus Gomez 0 for 3 field goals. Sorry, 1 for 4, and he had 2 of the worst misses. He had a 25-yarder.
He was 1 for 3. That's not.
No, he had a 23-yarder. It didn't even hit the net. I mean, he had 2 kicks inside of 45 yards, didn't even hit the net. You're looking at this game, Houston easily could have gone and lost this football game. There was a fumble call on the goal line that could have easily cost them 7 points if ASU didn't have a pointless offsides call. I know Houston, they won a good game, but it was more of ASU's mishaps that caused this win. Especially if they have a healthy Jordan Tyson, I don't think that Houston wins this game.
I'm just looking at this from a stats perspective. Houston 7-1.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I mean, top 15 team.
Okay. Connor Wiegman, the Texas A&M transfer, who got his spot taken by Marcel Reed, which I didn't really like. But, I mean, clearly Marcel Reed is the better guy. But still, I mean, look at this game. He threw for 200 yards in a passing touchdown, only 5 incompletions, and he ran for 111 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, I expect him to be good, but I didn't expect him to be this elite at this Houston team. And, man, he impressed. He's definitely a Big 12 quarterback.
Yeah, it was just really good third down. Third down, he managed everything really well in this game. And Houston converted on the opportunities, which shows why they're more of a veteran team. I guess almost an ASU they're so shaky. Even last year, they were kind of that up and downness. And without Scadaboo, who was he was their rock that was set in place. This team's just so out all over the place, and Houston just outsmarted them and did the simple things right, which is kind of rare in college football. A lot of times the flashy teams will get there. ASU's a very flashy team, but Houston stayed on the course, and that ended up getting them the win.
Oh, that's a great take there. Iowa dominated Minnesota, 41-3.
Embarrassing.
This is how Ohio State beat them. Ohio State won 42-0, so they're right up there with the big dogs, I guess. I was 6-2, man. I don't even know how this happened because Iowa only had 274 yards.
I mean, their offense is always terrible.
Yeah. This is the best offense even though we're saying this is the best offense they've had.
Ever.
Yeah, honestly.
This Iowa team, it's like every year their defense is so good. How? How can they not get a good offense?
And then Minnesota, I thought this was a really good team. I mean, not a really good team. I thought this was a top 25 team. And man, was I wrong.
I was listening to a lot of takes. They've
had a tough schedule. They're 5-3 now.
A lot of people were saying Minnesota, this game was going to cover the spread. I remember it being about maybe a touchdown, 6.5. That was, anybody that took that spread, not a good play.
Yeah, 100% not a good play. I would have took that spread, though, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would have too.
They're a really flashy-looking team. They got the young quarterback, Drake Lindsay. I like him. But 3 interceptions in this game. Whew. 3 INTs to this Iowa team. BYU, once again, 41-27. I was low on this team, and I'm afraid to say, BYU
is legit.
Is good at football. They ran the ball 11 times for running backs in this game, and they've usually put a lot of weight on LJ Martin's shoulders, but it seems like they've came to the conclusion that this Iowa State team has a really bad pass defense, and they threw it all over him. Bear Betchmeyer, just elite game, 22 for 35, 310 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and then 50 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. So all around, just a great game. And then the wide receiver Parker Kingston at 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It's just simple that BYU is more legit than we thought. Nothing else needs to be said.
Yeah, for sure. That sums up the games that we're going to talk about. Actually, one more.
Memphis, USF.
Just quick. Memphis. Big win over South Florida. Byron Brown was just really just how... I mean, his running game was really good, but passing game was mediocre. The Memphis D looked really good. And then quarterback from Memphis, Brendan Lewis, looked really good. 35 rushing yards and then 310 passing and 2 passing touchdowns. Just a really solid game all around for him. So yeah, really good win for the G5 teams. Is this might have been the winner of this one might have been the
12 seed.
12 seed. So we'll see. The G5 team definitely on track to be Memphis right now, as they are 7-1, and they're ranked 25th. But we'll see. Auburn, big win over Arkansas. Anytime you go on the road in the SEC, it's going to be a good win. I know Auburn's been horrendous.
They're not going to make the playoffs, but, I mean, could you see maybe in that Alabama-Auburn rivalry, Auburn could end up shaking things up in the college football playoff if they win that game?
They could shake up Bama if Bama continues to struggle. Auburn is 4-4, so of course they have no chance. But they could shake up. Yeah, they could definitely shake up some other teams for sure and mess them up, which is some good motivation for Hugh Freeze to go out there and beat his rival. Do we think Ashton Daniels, the Stanford transfer, is better than Arnold, as he came in this game was 6 for 8 with 80 yards, and then Arnold's just been horrendous this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. Arnold been very poor this year. I wanted to see a little more of the sample size in this. This is very small. Fair. I think, we look at the next game. Are they projected to start Arnold?
They'll probably start Arnold.
Yeah, I think if he gets off to cold start, I really want to see maybe a whole entire second half. So just
they're home against Kentucky, so I think they can.
That's a perfect opportunity.
They can balance it out, yeah. But if it was at Kentucky, they're tough on the road. But yeah, I could see them giving both a chance for sure. And he was benched in this game, but we'll see. I'm excited to see how this goes overall. We're gonna be moving on to the college football playoff prediction.